Hello everyone. Today we are going to do question number 11th of your textbook. Here is the question. From the following information of Surbhi Club, prepare a receipt payment and an income expenditure account. So let us see how both the accounts will be prepared. Here is receipt and payment account with two amount columns. That is on left hand side debit column, that is receipt column, and on right hand side payment column is there, that is credit side. Then here is income expenditure account for the year ending on 31st March 2015 of Surbhi Club with two columns of amount. On left hand side expense column is there, and on right hand side income column is there. Now let us see here in the question. First item is given, that is subscription. In the bracket it is given that including rupees 30,000 of 2013 and 14, amount is 3 lakh. And here we are preparing income expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2015. That is year 14-15 is our current year. And below that, outstanding at the end of year is amount is given, that is 20,000. That is subscription is yet to be received at the end of year, that is 20,000. So here in receipt and payment account, full 3 lakh amount will be disclosed. Here it is on receipt side to subscription, amount is 3 lakh as it is an income. So we will disclose it on receipt side. And in income expenditure account, we will show it on income side. Here it is. Amount of subscription is 3 lakh. Here we will add 20,000. That is the outstanding amount of current year. Now 3,000 will be deducted as it is the amount of previous year. So it will not be disclosed here in this year, because in income expenditure account, we will show all the amount related to current year. So by deducting, we will get 2,90,000 in the outer column. Now next is given a third item, that is donation. In the bracket it is given that it is of revenue nature. Amount is 30,000. So in receipt payment account, we will disclose it on receipt side. Here it is. Donation amount is rupees 30,000 on receipt side. Now as it is of revenue nature, so we will disclose it in income expenditure account as well. Here it is, donation 30,000. Now let us see next side. Next one in the question is purchase of furniture. Furniture is an asset, and when asset is purchased, here it will be called capital expense. So we will not disclose it in income expenditure account. We will show it only in receipt payment account, and that too on payment side. So amount is 70,000. Here we will disclose it by purchase of furniture. Amount is 70,000. Now let us see next. Next is purchase of sports equipment. Amount is 40,000. Sports equipment is also an asset and it is of capital nature. We will not disclose it in income expenditure account. We will show it only in receipt payment account on payment side. Here it is. Purchase of sports equipment. Amount is 40,000. Now let us see next. Next is subscription of a newspaper. Here amount is given 15,000. Subscription of newspaper, that is an expense which is of revenue nature. So it will be disclosed both in receipt payment account and income expenditure account. So let us see in receipt payment account. As it is an expense, so we will show it in payment side. Here it is. by subscription of newspaper, amount is 15,000. Now let us see in income expenditure account. We will show it in expense side. Here it is, subscription of newspaper, amount is 15,000. Now let us see next. Next is given in the question, that is sale of old furniture. Here book value is given 5,000 and amount is given, that is 2,000. That is, for old furniture of rupees 5,000 has been sold for rupees 2,000. That means it has been sold on loss of rupees 3,000. So being a loss, 3,000 will be disclosed on expense side in income expenditure account, and 2,000 amount will be shown on income side on receipt side of receipt and payment account, as here the firm is as here the Rasulbi Club is getting it by selling old furniture. So 2,000 will be shown on receipt side. So let us see. Here it is. Sale of old furniture, amount is 2,000. Now let us see next. Here it is. Loss on sale of furniture will be disclosed in expense column. Here it is. 5,000 minus 2,000, that comes to 3,000. Now let us see next. Now next item is given opening cash and bank balance, and that is 60,000. Here we will show it on debit side, that is on receipt side of receipt payment account. This is the very first item which will be disclosed on receipt side. Opening cash and bank balance, amount is 60,000. Now let us see next. Next is rent paid. So as it is payment, so we will show it on payment side of receipt and payment account. Amount is 28,000, and on income expenditure account we will show it on expense side. Amount is 28,000. Now let us see next. Next is bank expense. Amount is 1,000. Being an expense, we will show it on payment side. Amount is 1,000, and as it is of revenue nature, it will also be disclosed in income expenditure account in expense column. Amount is 1,000. Now next, stationery and printing. Here it is. In the bracket it is given that inclusive a bill of rupees 5,000 of previous year. So an amount is 20,000. That means in the amount 20,000, 5,000 is the portion which is not of current year, it is of previous year. So in income expenditure account, we will show it as a deduction as it is not of current year. And in receipt payment account, we will show full amount, that is 20,000 on payment side. Here it is, amount of stationery and printing, amount is 20,000. Now let us see in income expenditure account. Here in income expenditure account, we will deduct 5,000. Here it is from 20,000, as it is the amount of previous year. So in the outer column, we will write 15,000. Now let us see next. Next is given entrance fees. In the bracket, it is given that 50% to be capitalized. That means 50% is to be considered as capital nature, and remaining 50% is to be considered as of revenue nature. So here 20,000 will be recorded on receipt side. Here it is 20,000 entrance fees, and 50% of 20,000, that is 10,000, which is to be considered of revenue nature. So it will be recorded on income expenditure account on income side. Here it is 10,000 by entrance fees. Now let us see next. Next is legacies. Amount is 50,000. Legacy is an income of capital nature. So it will be recorded only in receipt payment side on on receipt payment account, on receipt side, here it is 50,000. Now next is honorarium to secretary, inclusive 4,000 of previous year. Amount is 48,000. Honorarium to secretary is expense for the concern, so we will record it on payment side. Here it is 48,000. Then in income expenditure account, we will show it on expense side. Here it is honorarium to secretary 48,000, and we will deduct 4,000 which is of previous year, so we will get 44,000. And in the question below that, honorarium or outstanding is given, that is 4,000. So it is outstanding of current year, that is yet to be paid, so we will disclose it in current year, so we will add it 4,000. So in outer column we will get 48,000. Now let us see next. Postage and telephone is given, amount is 10,000. It is it will be recorded on payment side. It is an expense. Here it is postage and telephone, amount is 10,000. Then as it is of revenue nature, so we will record it in income expenditure account as well. Here it is on expense side, postage and telephone, amount is 10,000. Now next is sundry expense. Here we will record it in payment side of receipt payment account, and in an income expenditure account it will be recorded on expense side, amount is 10,000. Now next, income of cultural program. Income of cultural program, it is of revenue nature, so here we will record it in receipt payment account as well as on income expenditure account. In receipt payment account we will record it on receipt side, and in income expenditure account we will record it on income side. Then next is expenses of cultural program. So here, as it is an expense, we will record it on payment side of receipt payment account, and as it is of revenue nature expense, so we will record it, we will show it in expense column of income expenditure account. Amount is 60,000. Now next is depreciation written off on furniture. This is non-cash expense, so we will not show it in receipt payment account. And as we have already studied that depreciation is revenue expense, so we will record it in income expenditure account, and we will show it in expense column. Here it is depreciation on furniture, amount is 5,000. Now let us see next. Purchase of investment. Investment is an asset, so here first we will record it in receipt payment account. On payment side, amount is 1 lakh. Here it is, and as it is an asset and we are purchasing it, so it is of capital nature, so we will not disclose it in income expenditure account. Now let us see next. Interest on investment. Interest on investment is an income for the concern, so here in receipt payment account we will show it in receipt side. Here it is interest on investment. Then in income expenditure account, as it is an income of revenue nature, so we will show it in income expenditure account as well in income column. Here it is interest on investment, amount is 7,000. Now as we have recorded all the items, now at the end of the year closing balance will be ascertained. Here total of debit side is in excess, so the amount of difference would appear on the credit side, which will be known as closing cash and bank balance, and that is 1,47,000. Now let us say in income expenditure account. Here total of income is in excess, total of income is higher, that is 4,17,000, which will be written on both the sides, and obviously difference would appear on debit side. So here the difference is 2,22,000, which is appearing on debit side, that is on expense side, and which is known as excess of income over expense. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.